The thing that's being undersold, I think, in this Olympics as far as stories, the Dan Evans piece. So Murray is playing with Dan Evans. The Dan Evans piece, if you want a story of a guy being an absolute mensch for someone else that he just respects and maybe idolizes, is friends with, I'll lay it out for you. Dan Evans, and if I'm off by 3 ranking spots, then whatever. Save your Twitter fingers. But around 59, 60 in the world a couple of weeks ago. Largely, that ranking is largely based on a single tournament, right? So he wins Washington last year, which is a 500 event, by far the biggest event that he's won, the best week of his career, by opting not to play Washington. And he loses first round. It's the same ending, but not even taking the opportunity to defend any of those points that he won, the 500 points he won last year in Washington, because the ranking is a 52-week ranking. So those points fell off this week, the week of the Olympics. He will now be somewhere around 170 in the world in singles, which means going from tour events, going from Grand Slams, going to borderline Master Series, getting into pretty much any 250, any 500 event, to now going back to the Challengers this fall and playing qualifying for all of those things. Why would you make such a decision not to defend the biggest tournament of your life? Because you want to pay props to someone you admire and play Olympic doubles for no points, no prize money, with a guy named Sir Andy Murray. One of the coolest parts about this Murray story, on top of saying goodbye to a legend, is this Dan Evans piece. Am I overselling this, John Wertheim?
I'm still recovering from hearing Dan Evans and his Cockney accent described as a mensch. That may have been a first, but I'm glad you brought that up. No, it's great. And I don't know if you saw, I saw some highlights of that match. Dan Evans was hitting these insane shots when they were down match point. I mean, you could not have scripted this. And you feel like the tennis fates got it all wrong at Wimbledon, and Murray pulled out of the singles, and he played with his brother, which was nice, but they lost. It wasn't even really a competitive match. We talked ad nauseum about the mixed doubles fiasco. 2 weeks later, to see Andy Murray back on the court winning a match meaningfully, dramatically, with Dan Evans by his side. I mean, these two are fairly close in age. They've had their ups and downs, and here they are. This was kind of the sterling memory Andy Murray was going for. Who knows if they're going to win a medal, but that match, staving off those match points against the Japanese team, the reactions afterwards, and for what Dan Evans sacrificed with no guarantee. I mean, it's all worked out well, and there's a gorgeous photo. Just sidebar, some of the photography from these Olympics has been exceptional. If you can Google Andy Murray, Dan Evans, check out some of the photography. But no, I mean, there was no guarantee this was going to happen, right? I mean, Andy Murray could have pulled out. This could have all have been for naught. But for Dan Evans to forego these 500 points, which, as you say, biggest title of his career. And this is not a guy sort of in the middle. He's got 10 more years to earn his keep. I mean, we're talking about Andy Murray. I don't know how much longer we see Dan Evans out here. This was a great it was a great gesture by him. Karma got it right this time. And the way he played tennis in that breaker, he was hitting insane shots. And if he misses one of those high risk, swinging forehands, Andy Murray's career is over. No pressure or anything, kid. It was a great moment. I'm glad you brought that up. Again, who knows if they're going to win a medal or not, but I feel like his decision was validated. In some ways, Andy Murray's decision to keep plugging on has been validated, and tennis juju did its thing.
What's the entire ethos of the Olympics, right? Obviously, there's personal glory, but it is the feeling like you're doing something that is bigger than yourself. Right? That is bigger than individual accomplishment. You are winning something for someone else. This story, regardless of how it shakes out with medals, is the Olympic ethos, right? This is what it is all about. And obviously, it's the most Murray-esque, however it finishes. And again, we'll have the full Olympic rundown on the Racket Rundown presented by Wilson on Tuesday, where we'll put some closure to this. We'll know how it ended. But regardless of how it ends, medal, no medal, this is going to be one of the top moments, maybe along with winning Washington last year, of Dan Evans' career. He will not regret this decision. It may cost him money. It definitely cost him ranking points. Who knows if he gets back in the top 50? I hope he does after this week. 25 years from now, he'll be able to tell people about this run with an iconic legend of the game. And I guarantee you, he will look back and say, I absolutely made the right decision for the right reasons. I'm glad it's getting rewarded, if not with a medal, at least with a memory based, and props to Dan Evans. And also, it's the most Murray-esque exit of all time, saving a million match points in the most dramatic way possible. I love every part about this. I love Rafa Raz. I've loved watching the doubles this week in the Olympics.
Hey, can I ask you about Rafa Raz before you move on? Can I ask you,
sure.
Do you wish that yours would have caught on more than what NBC's pushing with Nadalcaraz?
Yeah,
I feel like hashtag Rafa Raz is a stronger name than Nadalcaraz.
Rafa Raz is way better.
It's way better. Like
Nadalcaraz,
could you imagine a stadium cheering Rafa Raz, Rafa Raz?
Yeah, it'd be amazing. Instead of Nadalcaraz, like whatever. That's dumb. We're right. We're obviously right. We're
obviously right.
Obviously, served is right and NBC is wrong. What a dumb question, producer Mike. What a dumb question.
I just love you. I just love your doubles enthusiasm.
Hey,
here. I know when you make these.
You know when I really like doubles, JW? When the best players in the world are playing it. That's when I really love it.